I wanted to make more side-by-side videos, but it's so hot right now that I cannot because the plasma it gets very hot. It's super power hungry. The plasma uses more than 500 watts, and I measured that with a backup um, power supply, and it's over 500 watts, so it's incredible, and it gets very hot. So during the summer, plasma not good. I'm telling you. I During the winter I was using the plasma, and where I live is below zero, and I was fine. Like I didn't have to use the heater. So yeah, plasma is not perfect. I've never said that. Um, it is noisy, and it gets very hot, very hot. So what I wanted to talk about on this video is a temporary solution. I'm gonna pay for calibration, okay? I'm gonna find somebody who knows what he's doing, and I'm gonna pay for calibration. I don't know how much I don't care how much it costs, and I want to find somebody that is very good at doing it. So for now, this is better for me, and this is how I am getting this OLED to look closer to the plasma. And I have to sacrifice input lag. This is where the problem is for me. So I know auto detect is supposed to be better, and I think that's a wide color gamut. But when I set this to auto detect, boom, suddenly that fire is you know like orange. It's not good anymore. It's not noticeable on the recording. Let me see. Yeah, it's not noticeable on the recording. But I can tell you everything, not only the fire, the grass. I'm gonna go outside and show you. The grass, the wood, the firearms, his hair, the skin tones, everything looks better. It looks closer to the plasma. So wide color gamut, uh, native is what it works for me. So you see, it's not overly green or anything like that. It's not overly red. This looks good to me. I'm sure it's not perfectly accurate. I'm sure it is not. But it looks better to me. So if I change it to automatic, so if I go and change it to color gamut, auto detect, boom, suddenly that grass is dead. Is dead. No color on the grass. On the recording you cannot see it. On the recording everything looks red. Like everything is looking a little bit warmer than what I'm looking at in front of me. Yeah, the recording looks a lot warmer, a lot more red, and a lot greener than what I'm looking in front of me. So you have to rely on my description. When I turn this to native, the grass, the color of the grass is more alive. And I need to turn down the color depth, because with this set up to 55, I see too much red. So this is not perfect, and I will pay for calibration. I'm gonna find somebody that lives close to me that's an expert, and I'm willing to pay whatever. But I want, with one condition. I'm gonna pay for calibration, but one condition. I want to learn. So I want to pay for somebody who not only is going to calibrate the OLED for me, but is also going to teach me. And I will pay. I don't care. I will pay whatever. I want to learn. And I know you have to spend a lot of money to get good equipment. and I will probably don't pay that because I'm not gonna be a professional calibrator, but I want to learn. I want to learn, and maybe I will get some equipment in the future. Not now, of course not. But I want somebody who knows specifically um, about W RGB OLED and knows not like an old school calibrator. I want somebody who knows very well about these new technologies. And I know that calibrating HDR is almost impossible to get it better because HDR is too complicated. Um, but maybe somebody can. If I can find somebody who can do a good job on that, I will pay for it. So on the video it looks a lot more vivid. It looks inaccurate. It looks too much light. That's not what I'm seeing here. This is HDR, so I mean the recording is on SDR, so I'm not expecting great results. So yeah, it is a temporary fix. So what I have to do to be able to modify that is I have to change this on the input. So you press this button here. You press the input button. This input. You leave that pressed. Then you're gonna come to this menu, and you have to go to these three dots here. Edit input, and you have to change the HDMI port you are using. You have to change that to anything that is not PC mode, and that is not good because you're gonna lose input lag, and you're going to lose that responsiveness. You're going to add input lag, and you're also going to lose that 444 whatever that is at 4K 120. And I do play at 4K 120 on HDR some games, so it is a sacrifice that I'm not gonna make on every single game. But Red Dead Redemption looks a lot better for me, so I'm gonna play Red Dead Redemption like that, because on Red Dead Redemption I am using black frame insertion anyway, so it doesn't matter. Black frame insertion is gonna be a lot of lag anyway. But on Red Dead Redemption I am using that custom resolution from NVIDIA image scaling to get a log 60 most of the time. So I get a log 60. You see 93% utilization of the. See, it goes down in very demanding areas because I have the game maxed out. But most of the time I am getting a log 60, unless it's night. If it's at night, or if you see those lighting sources at night, yeah, it does drop. But it's impossible almost to get this game maxed out. This is a 3080 12 gigabytes with a 5800 X3D, and it's impossible to get this game maxed out at 4K, and it looks blurry anyway. So I'm using that NVIDIA image scaling, which is going to add sharpness, and it looks a lot cleaner, a lot cleaner. So yeah, that's the solution. It works on HDR, which is what I'm using right now, and also on SDR. So I'm gonna show in the future a comparison between the plasma and the OLED with that color gamut setting, that native setting, and they look a lot closer. And again, that might not be accurate, but I'm sure that with a calibration I can get the result that I'm looking for, which is, I want to see how accuracy looks, of course. So I'm going to look for accuracy, but then I want the calibrator to know how to give me something as close as possible to that white point that the plasma has. And I want the calibrator to give me a mode on SDR, especially on SDR, that allows me to use black frame insertion on every single game. And that's gonna be by going to the service menu and doing some tweakings there to release a little bit more brightness. Maybe. I don't know what he's gonna do, but that's what I'm looking for. I want to be able to use black frame insertion on SDR, and right now I cannot because it's not bright enough. And I know how to go to the service menu with that control remote, and I know how to change that HDR setting there from normal to high, and it's just going to give you a lot more brightness on SDR, but it's going to dim the screen on HDR. So yeah, that's not gonna be a permanent fix. But let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find somebody who can help me with that. But for now, this game and Watch Dogs, which I like a lot to test the colors, looks a lot better on SDR with that fix. So yeah, I like it more. I'm gonna use it. It's just sad that the TV is locking that setting when you are on PC mode, and also especially this setting for SDR games is criminal. They lock this setting because I don't know why this peak brightness. Why would that cause? Why would this setting cause more processing? Like, why would this having control to this peak brightness should not reduce the input lag at all? Actually, when you change to HDR, this is gonna be locked, but it's gonna be set to high. But when you're playing on SDR, it's gonna be set to off, and you cannot change it if you have the HDMI port set to PC mode. So I don't know why they have this locked on PC mode. So I need that setting for SDR to try to use black frame insertion. I need it, and I cannot access to that setting if I am on PC mode. So yeah, hopefully they can change that with a firmware update. I don't think so. But yeah, that's a temporary fix, and it's working a lot better for me. Everything looks much closer to the plasma.